We're back again here with John DiLeo, author of There Are No Small Parts, 100 Outstanding Performances with Screen Time of 10 Minutes or Less. And he did a whole season of shows with us, short videos, clips, telling us about these performances. And now it was popular enough that we want to do a season 2. So for our first victim of season 2, who is it going to be?
We're going to talk about Cyd Charisse in Singin In The Rain in 1952. Now, she's not what anyone would call an actor because she was a dancer, and the book is primarily about great actors, whether they're character actors or stars, people whose gift was for creating characters with words or silently, but as actors, not as musical people. But in the book, there are only two entirely musical performances. Lena Horne in Till the Clouds Roll By, who sings only. She doesn't have lines. And Cyd Charisse, who not only doesn't have lines, she doesn't sing, she's just dances. And so I thought it was a nice opportunity to acknowledge, the talent of people who just sing and people who primarily sing or dance. And she only appears in what's called the Broadway ballet sequence, in which Gene Kelly is describing to the head of the studio what this number they're going to do is going to be like, and we see what he's trying to describe. So it doesn't really have anything to do with the plot of the movie. And she is in the movie for 5.5 minutes. She has two scenes that are completely different from each other. She is the seductress when he meets her in the speakeasy, and she seduces him. She's a temptress. She's selfish and greedy and sexual, and she's altogether fabulous. There's a picture right there of her doing her thing, and he's supposed to be sort of a sort of Midwestern innocent in the moment, and he's never seen anything like it. And she seems to be 9 feet tall with the longest legs. And but what's interesting about her is that, like I said, when she's acts in movies, she's can be competent, sometimes a little wooden, a little mechanical, but when you're doing what you really do well, in her case, dance, she's a wonderful actress because she's expressing in the way she expresses, which is with her entire body. And so she has humor and mystery and all kinds of hints of evil.
Is most of the 5.5 minutes dancing?
It's all dancing.
All dancing.
But it's two dances. So this is the sort of seduction, which she toys with him mercilessly and fantastically, and then ditches him when a guy puts a diamond bracelet in front of her eyes and she disappears. But he runs into her again, and he sees her, and he has a fantasy of her, of what they could be together. And so now she is this vision in white, sensual rather than sexual, and loving and warm, and again, she's completely convincing. She is again, there's nuance and just beautiful subtlety.
So she goes from a floozy to like an angel.
Yes. So she's like the two sides of a coin, the good and evil. Like I said, selfish and open-hearted, and she's just within this 5.5 minutes gets to display all these human aspects entirely through dance. Like I said, one is, I guess, was supposedly who she is, even though the whole thing is sort of a fantasy because it's just a musical number. And then the other one's a dream within the dream, sort of what she could be. And so I just thought to, shine a light on, if it isn't technically acting, it's still acting through dance, acting with your body.
Right.
And that she deserved, it's a great movie musical, as we all know, and her contribution, which is unlike anybody else's in that movie. So I think when I watched it again for the book, I thought, well, there's someone in this movie that I know I'm going to want to use, like which person. And then when I never thought it would be her, and then when I got to it, wow, she is just out of, you're just not expecting her, even though we've all seen it many times. We know she's coming, but if you're seeing her for the first time, you're not expecting her. All of her greatest moments on film are when she's actually moving, when she's actually dancing, whether it's with Gene Kelly or Fred Astaire or a number of other people. But so I just thought it was important to say, this is in its way the same thing I'm talking about with the other people in the book.
So how does she fit into the?
Well, like I said, she
Story.
doesn't. She doesn't really.
Oh, she doesn't
the
fit in.
story.
I wonder again.
It's about the transition from the silent era to the talkie era. That's
Uh-huh.
what the movie's about, and the crazy, funny things that happen when they're just really changing the whole medium. And so they're turning this sort of movie that flopped in previews into a musical because that's the new craze. And we just have this scene that's really just inserted in so we can have this amazing musical number.
John's book is There Are No Small Parts, 100 Outstanding Performances with Screen Time of 10 Minutes or Less. Please reward his willingness to work with us by buying it if you haven't already. And if you like this video, check out the No Small Parts playlist on this channel for more of the same.
Thank you.